Hello, we are going to dinner at a friend's house and I offered to bring apple pie because it is the season. So I thought that I would make the pie and bring you along with me. We went to the farmer's market this morning and they had all the apples out and I just couldn't help myself. I could not wait until we go apple picking. I had to get some today and make a pie. So I have about a half hour to get this in the oven. We have to work pretty fast. I'm thinking we'll start with the pie crust. I want to start with the apples because I think it's gonna take the longest and I just wanna get out of the way. But I don't want the apples to brown. So we're gonna start with the crust. We'll whip it up real quick and then we will get to peeling. You want an apple? Yeah. Okay, here, let me get you one. So I need 3 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and a cup and 6 tablespoons of butter. My butter was really super soft and it says you need cold ingredients, so I stuck it in the freezer for about 20 minutes thinking, oh, that'll be the right feeling that I need, and it's a little more tough than I needed, harder than I needed, but that's okay. I think we're gonna, instead of mixing it with a pie cutter and doing everything by hand, we're gonna throw it in the blender. My grandma might die when she hears this, but I tried it once and it turned out really well. So we're gonna try it again, see how it goes. It's so much faster and I am cramped for time. So I think it'll work, fingers crossed. And we are using ice water because the water needs to be really super cold. So I'm gonna add a few more ice cubes to this while I'm prepping the ingredients. Okay, well, 1 cup is 2 sticks. Wow. One and a half teaspoons of salt. So the pie crust is all ready. We're gonna start with the apple mixture for the middle of it. The recipe calls for 7 to 8 apples, and my grandma was with me when we picked these out. They are Jonathan apples. She likes a tart apple, so we're gonna try it. We got a few extra just because they are a little bit smaller. He sees a tiger. So let's get started peeling these and then we'll go from there. heck out of me. Okay, I'm gonna need you to stab this with a fork for me, okay?
Pull. Yummy.
Mommy.
Yeah, baby.
Let's go park! Whoa!
Okay, so I got that in the oven. I had to call in reinforcements, Doug and Graham, because otherwise we were going to be really super late, and we're already going to be a little late, and I feel bad about that. So Doug chopped up all the apples for me, which was really nice, and we got the mixture together, which the recipe for the mixture calls for 7 to 8 apples typically, but the apples from the store are bigger than the apples from the farmer's market, so we got 10 of the smaller apples from the farmer's market. They are Jonathan's, which are a little bit on the tartar side, and we were gonna throw all 10 in, and then Graham ended up eating one. So we got 9 apples in there. I'm sure it'll still be delicious. The mixture also has 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, which typically I'd like to use real lemon juice, but I didn't have that. I forgot to pick it up from the store, real lemons, and I luckily had lemon juice in my pantry, so that worked out well. And then it also calls for a teaspoon of cinnamon and a pinch of salt, which I know by my grandma's standards, a pinch of salt is at least a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So threw that in there, got that all mixed up. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, I was missing something. 4 tablespoons of flour. So we threw that into the pie dish. The pie dish had a layer of crust. You always wanna fork the bottom so that there are no explosions or bubbles in the crust. And then you put the mixture in, and then on top, oh shoot, I was supposed to put butter on top. So you're supposed to add a 1/2 stick of butter on top of the apple mixture underneath the crust, which I totally messed up. So I'm gonna try to like stick it in there. We'll see how that goes. I wedged it in there. You know, it happens. I'm a little distracted. All right, even if it doesn't look pretty at the end, I'm sure it'll taste delicious, especially now that I got the butter in there. So you add the butter pieces on top of the apple mixture once that's in the pie crust, and then you put the second pie crust on top. And then you put slats in it, like you slice into it, kind of like we forked the bottom layer. We're going to slice the top layer. Some people make it look really cute. We are a fan of if it tastes good, it's fine. It doesn't need to be beautiful because we think good traditional looking food is also beautiful. So even if it doesn't look really fancy and have these cute cutouts on it, it's gonna be really delicious. And then on top of that, you do a layer of milk. So I don't know what my grandma normally uses. I don't know if she has a brush or anything specific for food, but I don't have one of those. So I used this little red rubber brush thing that you saw. And that worked out just fine. So you put the layer of milk on, and then when it's cooking in the oven, that's supposed to help it like brown, I guess, and look like the nice brown color that goes with apple pie. So that's what that is. And we're gonna let it bake for 50 minutes at 425, and then we're gonna head to my friend's house. So when we're at my friend's house, I'm gonna mix just a little bit of water and some powdered sugar together, and then you drizzle that on top, and that makes the glaze for the apple pie, and it's gonna be so delicious. And that will cover up any ugliness that we have on our pie.